Welcome to Taxpayer Victories video basic entitled IRS Blackhole. That's right, IRS Blackhole. Isn't that quite a term? You know, I coined that phrase about 15 years ago to help taxpayers understand what they feel and why they feel the way they feel when they have continuing IRS challenges. I used a phrase that astronomers use to describe a certain thing in the heavens that's so powerful that anything that comes in contact with it just simply can't escape. And as they say, that includes light. This power can destroy a taxpayer's life if it isn't addressed properly and timely. And many, and I say many meaning millions of taxpayers know exactly what I'm talking about. Commonly, a taxpayer who's in the IRS black hole owes $15,000 or less, and honestly, either can't afford, meaning doesn't have the money to pay a representative to represent him or her in speaking with the IRS to find a resolution, or who realizes that they could end up paying more to the representative than what they already owe to the IRS. Imagine that. You try to find and seek help, and you end up paying more to the help than what it is that the IRS is originally demanding. Now, that's not uncommon, and don't let anybody kid you. The IRS also takes advantage of folks who are in the black hole because they know that you probably won't be able or you won't hire a representative who knows how to work their way through the system and resolve that tax demand in a proper way. There's taxpayers that feel like the IRS demand is completely improper and unfair, and who, just by virtue of the fact that the IRS continues to make those demands, and who doesn't and isn't and aren't aware of what rights and protections the law provide, end up paying it because they feel like they have no choice. And they know that they can't afford a representative. And you know that this is a fact because you've heard the hundreds of thousands of ads that run on TV and on the radio. The ads are run by experts, and the ads are also run by brokers who are trying to snare that business and for a fee then direct the taxpayer's needs to the experts who are going to serve as representatives at that point to work through the IRS difficulty. And the brokers take a commission, basically. You can call it anything you want, but that's essentially what's happening. Now, you've heard these ads. There's hundreds a week. They run on radio and TV. They're in the papers. They're everywhere. Everywhere. And yet you'll also hear that there's a condition in the ads. And it says, don't even bother to call unless you owe more than $15,000 to the IRS. Don't even bother to call. Now, some ads might not say 15. Some ads might say 20. Some ads might say 10. But they're also sharing in the same thing. They're essentially saying don't call unless you have a problem that justifies our fee. Because, if you ended up paying more to them to work your way through the problem, you're not going to be a happy customer. So the whole system is structured to a person's disadvantage when the IRS demand is less than, and I use that term again, $15,000. The whole system is structured in a way where a taxpayer is probably going to have to live up to the demand even though they feel like the amount that's demanded is wrong, and it could very well be, or it's unfair, it's improper, or it may be proper and they just simply can't pay and they need some kind of help, an arrangement that's proper for them and their true life circumstances rather than being run over with the IRS demand and the continuing IRS demands. And that's the IRS black hole. Now, you and the tens of millions of taxpayers out there in the IRS black hole can't get out of it. But you have to know how. And that's where taxpayer victory comes in. Take a look at our power packs. Each power pack is dedicated to common IRS taxpayer strife and struggles. Relate to them. Watch our video feature and follow along. That's all you have to do. We're going to help you understand. We're going to educate you not just on what your rights and protections are under the law, but the procedure and how you go about doing it. And you know you're going to find that we present it in a way where it's understandable, and I'm going to tell you, you can do it. It's not that hard. You just have to know what first step to take and what second step to take. And once you know that you have rights, and once you're sure in your mind that your circumstances allow for those lawful protections and your exercise of those rights, you know you're going to succeed. We make all that available to you because we're committed to taxpayers in the IRS black hole. We're truly committed to you. I've represented taxpayers in tax crisis for more than 33 years, successfully. And I want you to know what I know so that you can work through your black hole IRS challenge and get your life back, and to do it on terms that are appropriate. The law and Congress have established rights and protections so that the IRS does not take advantage of you. Don't let the IRS use your inability to hire a representative to your disadvantage. That's what it's all about. Follow along with our power packs, and you can do it yourself. Thank you. Okay?